The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Thursday, the 4th day of August, 2022. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House One Communications and Lindos. I'm Jamal Hartman. Sherry Vanderpool and Leanna Lambert will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Sherry, it's Thursday, one day closer to one of your favorite days, if not your favorite day of the traditional work week.
I know, Jamal. I'm so excited, but I have to work on Saturday too, so I'm really waiting for Sunday. Like, I can't wait for Sunday.
Yeah. No, right. So what do you do when you get to these weekends, right?
Yeah.
I always say people are so excited for the weekend and then they end up just doing as much work. What do you do that makes them so, so great to look forward to?
It's for me, it's really just the sleeping in. Just being able to sleep in a little bit longer just makes my day.
Okay.
Makes my weekend. Yeah.
Makes our weekend, folks, to sleep in. What she's trying to say is she don't have to get up early and look at all of us and talk to us.
Look at you. Look at you.
Right. Just me. Okay, cool. Greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Michelle Wade from Teen Services onto the show. The Daily Plate is a Name That Place today. So name that place. Yeah, this should be interesting. But this morning, we have a rather interesting conversation. And we had to think about how to frame this question. Because what we don't want to do is we don't want to get you all in trouble with the authorities in Bermuda, right? That's not what we do. That's not what we do. No, we don't do that. No, I've said it. If it's I don't mess with customs. Like when I go through, I love my privileges to travel. I'm not in the business of wasting people's time, so I don't want them wasting mine. And when I say I declare everything, if I have a new pair of sunglasses on my face, I'm declaring it. And I'm dead serious about that. Like I have all my receipts, everything. I just don't like it, so I'm not giving them a reason. But here's the story, folks. Here's the story. If you haven't heard already, Sherry, don't laugh before I finish, because Sherry and Leanna's having a good time over this. And Lee directed us. Let me just put it clear. Lee directed us towards this conversation. So I'm looking forward to her input. So a traveler, this is according to entrepreneur.com, a traveler was fined $1,874 for not declaring a McDonald's Egg McMuffin in Australia. Sherry, just repeat what I just said.
Egg McMuffin in Australia.
Somebody Google for me, seriously, somebody Google for me how much an Egg McMuffin is, even with a meal. How much is an Egg McMuffin, right?
I was going to say, think like $2.99 or $3.29 or something like that.
Well, the writer goes on to say eggs, ham, and a couple grand, right? Sometimes an egg sandwich at the wrong time will cost you. So let's put it up. So that was the case for a traveler who was fined about $1,874 when he did not declare his egg and sausage McMuffin while traveling from Bali to Australia, according to Fox Business. The bag also included, can't forget, a ham croissant and a variety of risk items as well, risk items. The traveler has not been identified. In early July, Australia boosted inspections of several items, including biological materials, after an outbreak of foot and mouth disease in Bali. All right, so, folks, here's your question of the morning. You heard it. We know Bermudians. We know, look, we love one another. We do. Even during cup match time when we pretend we don't. I really don't like Summers fans. But anyway,
Sky.
we know Bermudians are famous for taking back a Happy Meal, a Big Mac, Chick-fil-A, right?
Popeyes.
Dunkin' Donuts, Krispy Kreme. We know that's pretty much cultural for Bermudians at this point, right? It's cultural. Let's be honest, Sherry. It's cultural. I mean,
It is.
earlier this year, I promised Leanna some Chick-fil-A. I bought her back some Chick-fil-A, right?
Yeah.
Folks, I worked at the airport in Bermuda at one point, and I know in the I haven't seen them lately, but when people would travel, they had the lady down there ask you, do you have any food or anything in your luggage? Because it could be a risk taking that, food products, plants, whatever.
Yeah.
So we must declare. But folks, the question that we are asking you, and let me just repeat for anyone that's just tuning in, this is what we're discussing. A traveler was fined $1,874 for not declaring a McDonald's Egg McMuffin in Australia. Now, I know Bermudians think declare and just think, oh, paying duty on stuff, but there's other things like diseases and so on that are included in this. Let's just, all things clear. It's important to declare things. The question is, do you believe people should have to declare cooked food with customs? That's your question. That's your question. Do you believe people should have to declare cooked food with customs? Sherry, the one time I ran into trouble in customs, right? Well, twice, sorry, not once, twice. The first time I was in college, and I literally, it was my lotion. They charged me for my lotion that I bought back, like my lotion. I was like,
you need that.
Yeah, I do. I don't use it, but yeah, I need it. And the other time, I used to get my clothes done at the cleaners when I would travel, So I would go to the cleaners while I was overseas, and they said that I had to pay duty on my clothes being dry cleaned overseas. So those are the two issues I've ever had with customs, which again didn't make sense to me. But if that's the rule, that's the rule. I know now. All right. So the price of an Egg McMuffin, I've gotten two prices: $2.17 and $4.79. So $2.17 and $4.79. I guess $2.17 is just the Egg McMuffin. $4.79 is probably the meal. Now, again, that cost you almost $2,000. Now, Michelle White says, a long while ago, I've heard of people bringing in McDonald's and had to throw it away, eat it, or be charged duty. Never heard fine like that.
I wonder where. Is that in other different countries or in Bermuda?
I'm guessing she's talking about Bermuda.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing. But folks, what are your thoughts? Do you believe people should have to declare food with customs? I usually don't answer first, but I'm going to say honestly, for various reasons, yes. And my number one reason is we don't know what the food may contain that can impact our environment. Now, some people may say, yeah, what if they're eating it out there and they're coming back to Bermuda, doesn't matter. We don't know what's happening with that food once it comes into Bermuda. We don't know who's going to eat it. We don't know if it's a well done burger or not. We don't know what's in there. We don't know if the lettuce and tomato, think about it, that's produce. And countries are very, picky about produce. We just don't know. I don't necessarily agree with charging duty for food purchased overseas like it's clothing or something.
Right.
But I'm not here to argue about that. But what are your thoughts, folks? Do you believe people should have to declare cooked food with customs? Shara's just saying, folks. What you got for us?
Well, like you said, there's two things that I don't mess around with. That's the federal government here in the United States and customs, Bermuda customs. I don't mess around with those two things. Should you declare cooked food? I think not, Jamal. It's cooked, because it's cooked. all of that stuff should be out of it, whether it's gonna harm you or not, right?
Mhm.
But it's cooked. I can understand things that have not been cooked.
Mhm.
To me, there's two different things, and I've done them both. I have bought back meats and dry goods, and my understanding, as long as they are frozen,
Mhm.
you can bring them into Bermuda.
Mhm.
So what's the difference?
Mhm.
But I don't think you should have to pay on cooked food, because in my mind, you consume it and then it's gone, right?
Well, to your point, Sloan Johnson says, personally, I believe that duty should be paid on items that will stay here. Cooked food is only going to be crept out
Out.
at the end of the day. It's not staying here. So I'm going to say no, depending on what the food item is. Well, if you're crapping it out, it's staying in Bermuda. I mean, let's be honest. If it is staying in Bermuda, are you shipping your crap back to where it came from? You kind of made your point. Like, items that will stay there, it's staying just in a different form. So I think we would lose that argument in court. I'm just saying, no.
Possibly. But nevertheless, I do declare, let me just put that on record. I declare everything. I just want everyone to
I know, folks.
No, I don't play around with that. I've had
Mhm.
a few situations that have not happened to me, that it's like lessons learned from other people. No, I declare everything. I don't know about the shades, Jamal, but I declare mostly everything. And food
Sloan Johnson
be,
says, Jamal, you know what I mean? I do. I'm just saying. Look, I'm with you. I actually don't disagree with you. I'm just saying we're dealing with people like, you know what we're dealing with.
yeah.
This is not, to me, this is not reasonable, honestly. Think about what I just told you I was charged for. Lotion that I was using. I was visiting from college. I was charged for having my clothes dry cleaned overseas.
That one I don't understand.
I'm dead serious. Dead
That one I
serious.
don't understand.
Ebony Souza
Um,
says, declare not pay. People be leaving here with whole pans of cassava sometimes.
Well, they're getting real sticky about that. I had someone to come visit me last year, and they'll bring me back some Baxter's beef pies and chicken pies and some fish and stuff, and they took it all at U.S. Customs,
Mm.
which I haven't had that before either. So I don't know. Things are getting a little sticky these
And we
days.
should say there is a difference between declaring and paying duty. And that's why the question
Yes.
is declare, folks. It's declare. Um, I just don't understand why we wouldn't declare, if it is, but people may have forgotten. Honestly, somebody may have forgotten, or they may have promised someone what was it, an egg McMuffin? What is an egg McMuffin? It's an English
It's
muffin
a
with a piece of egg.
Yes,
Okay.
Jamal. Don't act like you don't know about McDonald's.
No, I don't eat breakfast. It's not even McDonald's. I'm not a
Oh,
breakfast person like that.
commercials?
I guess. So it's just egg and cheese and one English muffin.
Yeah, or whatever you want, but it's on an English muffin.
Okay. Um, yeah, I have a picture here. I see a sausage. Looks like it's a pancake or something. Sam B says, food has a commercial value, cooked or raw. Any food, goods or merchandise with a commercial value has to be declared. Sam
They
B,
work
it
for
has to be. What's that, sir?
it's like they work for customs.
Oh,
I'm
that sounds like
saying.
a person works for customs, right?
Right.
And honestly, if you do, fair enough, because we need to know this. We ain't trying to get somebody hemmed up at the airport. This show is about helping people, right? So,
Be looking for
tr-
Sam B.
yeah. Look, is it Butterfield? Is it what is it? So look, Sam, answer this though. So you say goods or merchandise with a commercial value has to be declared, but what is there a duty? Is it still, do you still have to pay duty on it, or is it just it has
Yeah.
to be declared for health and safety reasons? That's the question I think we have for Bermuda. Manuela John says yes, it should be declared, but it may not be dutiable, so may not have to pay duty on it.
Yeah. I don't think we should have to pay for it. I really
Mm.
don't. And I can understand when you put it in context of declaring and paying. Yes, I'll tell you what I'm got, but
Mm.
don't try to take it
But
because you feel like I'm gonna pay again
yeah,
on
yeah.
food.
Well, here's the question, folks, where we're coming from. A traveler was fined $1,874 US for not declaring a McDonald's Egg McMuffin in Australia. The I just can't get over it. They were traveling from Bali to Australia. The bag also included a ham croissant and a variety of risk items. So, foot and mouth disease had been an outbreak in Bali earlier this year. So that's why they were asking people to declare such things, because it is a highly contagious disease. So again, health and safety. But we know if most people who've traveled to Bermuda feel like Bermuda customs immigration is more about finances than it is health and safety. That's just how people have felt for the longest, right?
Wow.
Why are you checking whether I pay it for my shoes or whatnot when there are guns coming in? That's just a thought process many people have had. Not that I agree. People have a job to do. Question of the morning: do you believe people should have to declare cooked food with customs? I remember we had to declare, as my wife said, we had to declare our wedding invitations. I remember that. Yeah. We had
Oh
some
my
wedding
God.
invitations to Bermuda and had to declare them. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I believe that we've been, there are things that happen in history that set you up for this, right? So I believe when we used to go on the base and sneak McDonald's out, that was the training for doing it to custom.
Don't you used to have to sneak? What, you couldn't take McDonald's off the base?
No, Jamal. No,
Oh, I
you
didn't know
weren't.
that.
You weren't supposed to. You was in the U.S.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
remember that. I mean, I remember going there a lot, but I don't remember. Interesting. Okay,
No,
thanks for
you
that.
weren't supposed to take it off the base. No.
Oh, so pretty much Bermudians were smugglers then.
This is my point. Yeah,
Stop
we were.
telling on people, Sherry. Stop being that person. Sean Smith says yes, because don't know what insect or bug is stowing away inside your package. And again, I get this, and I get, when it comes to the health and safety risk, I get it. The challenge is it doesn't have to be food.
Cook food.
Yeah, but it doesn't. If okay, so what they say, if you cook food, it kills the germs or something like that.
Basically, in the lamest, of terms, yes.
hmm hmm I'm stuck on this one because there has to be uh, health safety, right? There has to be when it comes to
Hmm.
food. I mean, folks, Bermuda is when I say we are lucky, blessed, whatever, when it comes to not having certain insects and animals and termites, not termites, but what's those things? We don't have like the snakes and different, stuff like
Right.
that. We're good with it. You know what I'm saying? We have to protect our environment and the health and safety. I don't have an issue with people declaring stuff for the health and safety of the Bermudian people and its environment. I guess my question is, and I'm not an expert at this, someone can chime in. I thought cooked food, like let's say, if I don't eat red meat, but I thought if it was well done, like you killed whatever sickness people could get from it, right? I'm not
Right.
sure. I'm a little
And
lost.
I mean, I could understand if when you talk about lettuce and tomato and all of
Mhm.
that, if they said
Correct.
you can bring in stuff but don't have any lettuce and tomato on it,
Correct.
I understand that because of course lettuce and tomatoes carry different
Correct.
insects and all of those kind of things. So I get that. But chicken or I mean, people can say things about that too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If
No,
it's
it's
salmonella and all of that in the chicken, whether it's fried, you cooked it, you ate it,
yeah.
somebody else eats. Uh, I'm not giving anybody ideas. I'm still
Yeah.
declaring food when I come in.
Yeah. Just hey folks, don't mess with customs. They'll come for you. The Burger Brigade, Emily Gildill says, Miriam Simmons says, really? I always took mine off the base to eat. Oops. I think a lot of people did, Miriam. I'm
They
just
did,
saying.
but you weren't supposed to.
Yeah, Sherry's just told on the majority of Bermudians. And then Faith the Rosa Guilt says the fine was steep. Oh, for taking it off the base, really? Oh, okay.
See?
Sam at Place says, who's eating food wrapped with bugs? Sam, I don't know if you've ever eaten something and found something in your food, but I have.
Mm.
I'm telling you, I have. So we just never know. And, that's why, even though we may not like it, it may not make sense, it probably is in our best interest. Michelle White says, I think the purpose of declaring, is to allow them to determine whether something is dutable or safe. The entry forms asks if you've been in certain areas. If not, then cooked food is okay. Absolutely. I think it is that is the purpose. And I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Manuela John says, I have watched customs shows of different countries, and Australia in particular has some hefty fines on things we consider ordinary products. False declaration is an offense. We don't know. Hey,
Wow.
Bermudians are lucky with it.
Bermudians will be locked up for sure and fined. But yeah, I've watched To Catch a Smuggler, and usually some of them are food items in regards to things that people are smuggling. And it's just amazing
Yeah.
what people would try to smuggle into the country.
Yeah. Well, I hope this, Ken, if the Egg McMuffin cost you $2, $4, and you had to pay a $2,000 fine, I hope other people learned their lesson from this, because I tell you
Yeah.
what, I'm broke, folks. I can't afford to pay no fines, speeding, parking, none of that stuff.
This is it, Jamal.
I can't. That's how I live my life. I cannot afford to pay it, so I'm not doing it. So I would encourage people, honestly. I'm not giving you any advice on what to declare or how to travel, but know the laws of the places that you're traveling to. That's what I will say. This person, they didn't say, but they're probably from Australia. But we know how Bermuda Customs is. They focus on, have you declared everything in your luggage? That question.
I get nervous every time I go through.
Oh, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, no one wants to feel uncomfortable. You feel violated, people going through your stuff. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And that's, for me, I don't want people, adults in my underwear and stuff. So I want to avoid that. Here's what I got. Yep. I'm declaring 1,200. I bought this back. I bought that back. This is for my sister. Like, I'm doing it. I don't.
You don't want You don't want nobody see your Batman underwear, do you,
Exactly.
Jamal?
Exactly. Spider-Man, by the way. Mind your business. My bad. Let's bring Leanna Lambert in, folks, for Sherry started getting ruder. Good morning. Good morning, Leanna.
It was the Batman underwear for me.
Oh my goodness.
Can you
Why
see
you
darkness?
Just having a good laugh.
I'm sorry, I was fine until Sherry said that. I apologize. Good morning, everybody. I love this conversation, first and foremost. This is a good topic.
Well, okay, Lee. My goodness.
Oh, sorry.
Jokes on me, I guess. My goodness.
Sherry
Just having a
won.
cry, Sherry.
Oh my God.
Okay, yeah, this is a good topic. I'm with you guys on the knowing the laws of the country. I absolutely agree with that. A McMuffin though, like
Sir.
like a McMuffin, a $2 or $2.50 McMuffin, no hash brown or juice. Like
It's gonna cost you $2,000.
Yeah.
wow. All I have to say is so I don't declare food when I come back. And usually it's because it's like a Chick-fil-A bag or something
That's
that I'm gonna
LEA.
devour it's not gonna last in the island for more than 3 hours. Like it's gone. It's gone.
That's Liana with a LEA.
Yeah, that's not Jamal Hartman saying that. Liana speaking for Liana. I just want to let you know that miscellaneous includes my Chick-fil-A I'm bringing for Liana. All right.
Oh my gosh.
all
I
right,
didn't
Mr.
realize.
Cousins.
I'm sorry. I'm one of those. I did not realize that I needed to declare the Chick-fil-A coming back. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it may have that lettuce on it, and they need to know that you're bringing like what's it called, vegetation or whatever from
Yeah, understood.
Pesticides.
And I used to be a thank you.
It's just gonna get you hemmed up. Don't live in a hearse. It's gonna get you hemmed up down the airport.
I used to watch Border Wars when I was away in school in the UK. It was actually a really good show. But you had some nationalities traveling to various places that were bringing off the wall stuff. Like they were, some sort of pig feet and all different chicken foot and all that type of stuff. That makes sense.
Or a
to me.
whole chicken with
Right.
bugs
Oh,
coming out.
we got feathers everywhere. So
So
for
basically,
me,
Lee, you're saying I ain't doing that. I'm just bringing a little fillet of the chicken.
that was sold in the
Mhm.
next airport that I just
Mm,
traveled
mm.
from. So
Okay. All right, Leanna Lambert, folks, that was her. She will be declaring her Chick-fil-A going forward. All right.
LEA.
Look, Lee, look, they're coming for you. Not. There's customs at your
Michelle,
door. I'm
I
just
will
saying.
now on the miscellaneous, the Chick-fil-A.
Gary Moreno says, "Y'all don't be fooled by that innocent face. Lambert is a straight up roughneck."
Jesus.
Hey, look, this is hey, look, I now know why Leanna chose this for us to discuss this morning. She's like, I'm
Yes.
coming out swinging. You know what I'm saying?
Batter up. Like, come on.
She's like, customs, you're gonna have to get over it. That
You have to
This
get
is
over
it.
that number 4 meal, that number
No,
4
but
meal.
the way you guys have put me out there, I will be declaring Bermuda Customs. You don't have to pull me aside.
No, you want to declare.
You know what? Let's save her some customs hell. Lee, you ready for the news break?
Yes, do it.
All right, we've got Michelle Wade from TN Services coming up after this. Lee, over to you.
Thanks, Jamel and Sherry, and good morning to everyone that's tuned in with us today. I hope you all are having a great start to this day. I'm Leanna Lambert, and it's time for the Daily Hour News Break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Well, health officials last night confirmed the island has sadly recorded 4 COVID-related deaths. Now, the latest figures brought the island's death toll since the start of the pandemic to 148. The number of active cases stands at 163, with 8 people in hospital for the illness. Now, none are in intensive care, and 226 people have recovered. Last week, the chief medical officer warned that the Cup Match holiday, which included the festivities and large gatherings at the match, could fuel an increase in cases of the virus in the coming weeks. Offering her condolences to the loved one of the victims, Health Minister Kim Wilson urged the community to continue following public health guidance as we are not out of the woods yet. In other news, police are looking for the public's assistance after a teenage male became the victim of an assault in his home on Sunday. Now, a 19-year-old male sustained facial injuries when he is said to have responded to someone ringing the front door bell at his Sands Parish residence. Now, upon opening the door, police were told he was confronted by a male who allegedly cut him in the face with a bladed article. The incident is said to have taken place at 1:30 p.m. on Sunday. Now, police say that the suspect is described as a dark-skinned male, approximately 5 feet 11 inches in height, dressed in black clothing and wore a gray helmet with a mask over his face. Now, he is reported to have left the area traveling south on East Shore Road on a dark gray Sim motorcycle with black tape covering the license plate. Now, this matter remains under investigation, and anyone with information is asked to call police on 211, the main police telephone number on 295-0011, or the Confidential Crime Stoppers hotline on 800-8477. And if you looked outside, you'll notice that your holiday garbage has not yet been collected. Well, the Ministry of Public Works warned the delay is a result of maintenance staff shortages caused by vacations and training, along with ongoing supply chain issues, which led to the backlog of vehicles needing repair. Now, staff are said to have worked yesterday to finish collecting Tuesday's waste and will continue to collect yesterday's waste today. Now, the ministry hopes to clear the backlog with more vehicles on the road by the end of the week. The public were thanked for their patience and reminded to manage bagged waste by storing it in lidded bins to cut down on lost garbage bags. Taking a look at today's weather, we have a high near 87 and a low near 79 degrees. Now get your umbrellas handy, as we can expect 1 or 2 early showers to start the day, but it will be short-lived as bright and sunny weather will surface later. A trough has moved out of the area, leaving partly cloudy skies. The Bermuda Azores high will recapture its dominance over the area, producing a mix of sun and clouds. Now, winds will be southeasterly light to occasionally moderate, backing easterly at times going into the weekend. That's all for our Daily Hour news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Now let's head back to Jamal and Sherry in the studio for today's Daily Focus.
Thanks so much for that, Lee. Hopefully you're forgiven for your...
I hope so.
Yeah. We've got some people we know down there. We know some people.
You'll be okay, Lee.
Put a good word in for me, please.
Yeah, we've got you.
I'm not a criminal.
Yeah. We'll leave that to Sherry. Sherry, what'd you got for us? It's Day of the Year.
Yes, so funny. The days of the year, World Cookie Day. We are celebrating this year by, of course, eating cookies. Biting into a chocolate chip cookie can transport us back to our childhoods. We've tried chocolate chip cookies warm and gooey, right out of the oven, fresh and chewy, or from the grocery store. But no matter what form your favorite chocolate chip cookie takes, there's no why couldn't you just let it go? Chocolate chip cookie takes. There's no denying the Triple C confection and holds a very special place in our hearts. Yes, so
right. But you know what? This week has been junk food week because Sandra started off the week with ice cream, sandwiches.
Yes, she did.
Now we're on cookies. I'm gonna divulge. I'm sorry. That's what's gonna happen. But I don't know.
What's your favorite cookie, Leanna?
Chocolate chip.
What's your favorite cookie, Sherry?
I toss up between chocolate chip and peanut butter.
Audience, what's your favorite cookie? Let us know during the break. My favorite cookies, I call them the Delta cookies. The ones you got on
Briscoes.
the plan. They're vegan too, right? That's my favorite cook. Like, folks, I can eat those cookies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's the best cookie on the planet, hands on. If you can tell me a better cookie than what's it called, Biscoff?
Biscoff.
I even have the Biscoff butter to put on my toast.
That is not the best cookie in the world.
It is good though.
It's good, but it's not the best cookie,
I bet you it is.
I used to bring them back.
I bet you it is. Did you declare them?
I did. I still have my airplane ones in my bag now. But Kroger sells them for 10 for 10 or something like that.
Customs, you hear that? Write that down. Lee, we'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right. We got the chocolate chip girl. We've got look, we've got an oatmeal chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, sugar and oatmeal cranberry in a cookie.
Yeah,
okay.
Not bad.
Espresso chocolate chip cookies are the best. Oatmeal. Everybody like a little oatmeal. We've got double chocolate or chunky chocolate chip. Karen Simmons peanut butter or sugar cookies. Everybody had a Nana who made the best sugar cookies, right?
Yeah.
Put little lines in them with the fork and stuff, right? Remember those? Boy, don't get me started. Let's take that quick break. We've got a very important guest coming up, Michelle Wade. Do not go anywhere, folks. Keep letting us know your favorite cookie. Leanna, you're crazy. Biscoff's the best cookie in the world, lady.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHP staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Hi, I'm Karen, a nurse at the old folks home. These long hours used to kill my feet until my hairdresser told me about a great place to buy a pair of clogs. Medical House. Finally, relief. They also carry uniforms in bright, bold colors. And not to mention the support stockings.
Karen, Miss Soltis bet her bet again.
Oh gosh, these days, I need all the support I can get.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dendy Town Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick, tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Welcome back to the big show. Sherry Vanderpool, I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical Hours One Communications, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed on our website so you don't miss a chance for updates, prizes, promotions, and more. Also, if you're on the go, we're having some challenges this morning with the BCG radio app and yesterday. So we'll figure that out so that you can listen to us Android and Apple devices going forward. I'm laughing because dear sister, Sancha, you know how she is with my diet. She says, Jamal, now I have to go get someone to make you cookies next time you're home. Your favorite cookie is a packaged cookie? No, but that's why I said, Nana, back in the day, there's sugar cookies with the little lines with the fork. Those were the ones. Those were the ones. I'm telling you.
Santa is coming for you this morning, and I am here for it.
Yeah. Let's bring in our guest for today. We've got Michelle Wade from Teen Services, folks. Good morning, madam, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Jamal and Sherry. Good morning. And thank you for inviting me to come on this show.
No problem. Thanks for coming. I must ask you, before we get into the conversation, a couple things. Number one, did you have a cock match team? That's the first question.
Most of this divided. My mom is George's, and my late father. My mom is St. George's team, and my father was Somerset. But I support St. George's, so that's the story.
Right. Fine with me. Fine with me. And the second question is your favorite cookie. Your favorite cookie, since we're on cookies.
My favorite cookie would be chocolate chip.
Chocolate. Okay, Leon. All right, no worries. I guess I have to get back to the homemade thing. Being in the U.S. for a while, I took up U.S. habits. That's what it was. That's what it is. But no, thank you for doing this. Many years ago, we had a very close relationship with Teen Services in a different space I was working. And before we get into the conversation, I just want to send love to the organization, because back then, the late Olga Scott was very much involved, and I know that you worked closely with her. So just before we get into it, this wasn't part of the just speak to the impact she had on this organization, and even you, as far as your career with Teen Services.
Olga Scott was one of the founding members. She was recruited from these in, I think it was New York City, to come and create the program and facilitate the services that were needed. And that was in 1967. So she has been an advocate for young people in Bermuda for 55 years. This year was celebrating 5 years. And she was very passionate, very kind, and really a radical person as to, at that time in the 60s and 70s, there were a lot of social issues going on, and to really advocate for young women that were unmarried and that were pregnant, that was within itself, an ultimate deal. With reference to myself, I've been working for Teen Services 31 years, and she has been my mentor the entire 31 years, whether I did right, whether I did wrong. She had an interest in myself as well as the agency, and she continued to encourage me right up until 2 weeks before she passed on. She called me and we had a conversation, and it was about empowering myself to continue and to stand strong. So that's memories of, we're still trying to regroup, and my main concern to my colleagues at the agency is to remember Miss Scott in the decisions that are being made.
Indeed. Yeah. And, those who don't know, the late Olga Scott, mother of Minister of Transport, Lawrence Scott, and former Premier of Bermuda, Alex Scott's wife. She did pass, I believe, back in June. So I know, again, if you didn't know, I know this because we had a relationship at a prior place about over 10 years ago, and I just knew how much she valued this organization and the work that it done. And for those who don't know, what is the role of teen services?
The role of teen services is to provide support services and counseling and prevention focused outreach to young people in Bermuda, mainly and historically young women, that is, whether they're pregnant or not pregnant. That was the historical view and focus. But as time went on, we added on to that and provided services for males as well, when we did have a male social worker. And so we provided those services, and it extended itself and provided educational services, and then took on the Hayden, which was given Neverson, and Ms. Scott took it over. So then we had a housing piece. And so we still have some of these programs, but this year, or the end of last year, we recruited some researchers and to look at the services, and let's do some revamping, because those things such as teen pregnancy, that one issue, teen pregnancy is, I wouldn't say it's not a problem, but it's not as popular as it was in the 70s and 80s, and it's just so many social problems that the island and worldwide need to deal with. So we are rebranding and refocusing our services, and we're in the middle of doing that in order to give what is needed to Bermuda's youth and their families.
It's interesting. I have a follow-up to that, because obviously times change and things evolve, and you're saying your organization's responding to the changes. What do you think has led to a decrease in teen pregnancies?
The thought is that people are using birth control. And the second thought is that if teens continue to get pregnant at a certain rate, the statistics are not here in Bermuda. If they are pregnant and they choose other options, they are going overseas. If they are pregnant and choosing to carry to term, that is where we have to be very, very, very concerned. And put the third note to that, it is worldwide, particularly in the United States, that teen pregnancy is at a low. And this has been for the last 15 years. Teen Services was connected to the Teen Pregnancy Prevention Campaign. And so those that show that teen pregnancy is at an all-time low, maybe 15 years. So that continues to be an issue that we need to look at closely to find out why young mothers are not getting pregnant or choosing other options.
That's very interesting, and again can be looked at, I guess, as a good thing in some sense. Many people believe that teen services
it's a good thing.
Many people believe teen services are only for young mothers who are homeless. But what other kind of programs are available at teen services, and what are the requirements to receive those teen services?
Okay, we have a open referral policy. You can call in and make a referral, or referrals can be made by doctors, parents, members. They're made by other social service agencies, including the maternal health unit. And it doesn't always be because someone has become. It can also mean that that person can be having developmental challenges, having problems with their parents, having problems in schools. We're looking at suicidal thoughts, all those things that cause a developmental break in young people. A referral can be made. If we cannot provide the that's required after giving an assessment to that young person, we will refer you to other services that we have partnership over the years. We're talking about child and adolescent services. We're talking about the Department of Child and Family Services, Women's Resource Center, Center Against Abuse. And when it comes to the homelessness, we still operate teen living, independent living program. which we is located at our second floor, our bottom floor, for young mothers and their children who find themselves temporary homeless and require wraparound services to get back to a level where they can independently cope. Is that journey easy? No. That is a long-term goal, depending on support services from family and the strength of that individual.
Yeah. From my previous employment working with family services and knowing the need for teen services, can you tell us the importance and the need for it?
Okay, the importance of teen services, and I'm just going to say existence for 55 years. So in my mind, we have the template for engaging and providing advocacy for and support services for young people. We've been doing this for 55 years. Do we need to change our focus? Yes, in order to stay relevant to what is necessary for our community. So we, as I said, we are in the middle of ramping up services that we can accommodate what's now relevant. And as I mentioned before, teen pregnancy, that cannot be our main focus, not anymore, because there are other issues that need to be addressed. We're talking about youth on youth violence. Youth on youth violence has increased. We are going through this process, which is very painful, not for only the families and victims that and perpetrators that have been involved, but also to the island as on a whole. We also have the rate of poverty and struggling families, people that are struggling financially, that has increased and is more apparent. So that's another thing that we have to look at. The education system is being challenged as to whether or not the system is conducive in addressing all Bermuda's youth and this type of services that they need. And the family has changed. And there has changed because they need to address and cope with the changing trends of the morals and values and beliefs of people. The whole world has changed. So families, the tight-knit is not as apparent as it was before. People might be tight-knit, but you know what? Nana is here for you today when Nana has to go to work. But I'm here for you. I'm just a phone call or WhatsApp call away. So these things we have to address differently because we're not in the 70s and 80s anymore. And so these are the things that these are some of the issues and variables that teen services is looking at in order to remain relevant and become even more relevant to help our young people and their families.
So, Ms. Wade, I have two questions. What are some of these success stories that you can share with the audience, and what can the community do to help support teen services?
We have hundreds of success stories, and I can for myself as well as my colleagues with reference to a number of people that we have assisted in the past to sit back and watch people that have been teen parents and now financial analysts and earning their own homes and having successful marriages and the children that they had at teens are successful and well educated and well behaved, and adding positivity to the community. And that I'm talking in that sense from our former continuation school, and also even with people that have come in that were homeless. We have people that are now independent and not dependent on financial assistance, able to maintain themselves in their private homes and having their children being well educated and have hopes that will sustain their ability to survive. And so that some people's success rate will be very different from others because we're looking at level that you came from to the level that you can achieve. Some people have had some horrible things happen in their lives, and they're traumatized, and so it takes a different journey to get to where you can become successful. Some people can do it faster. Some people it takes long. Some people need more services, more health services to get to a point where they can be successful in Bermuda. So we have many, many success stories that I can, that about, and not just with myself, but with my colleagues that worked with me in the past. And Bermuda will be proud of those young people that came through our services, not only through the continuation school and the Teen Haven, but also our Outstanding Teen Awards. We do have 2 categories for most progress and for perseverance. Those people have moved on and become self-sustaining and successful, and can now give back. All 3 of those programs, some of those people can give back to the community, also give back to teen services to let young people know that there is a way if you're willing and able and want to change.
Got a question from the
And I
audience.
think the
Karen
second
Simmons. It says, well, we've got to wrap it up. Time is going, but got a second question from Karen Simmons.
Okay,
She's
okay.
asking, if a young lady who is pregnant under the age of 15 comes to teen services, are they also referred to child protection services?
Yes, we are mandated anybody under the age of 16 that has pregnant, they must refer to family service for further assessment, as we know that it's illegal to be active under the age of 16. So that's just a given. I would have to refer that person for further services and assessment.
Interesting. And then you just mentioned Teen Services Awards. Traveling Trad is asking, will the Outstanding Teen Service Awards be coming back?
The Outstanding Awards is on track to be this year due to circumstances beyond the agency's control. We aren't able to launch an official presentation, but we will be doing a presentation via the social network, Zoom or Facebook. We are continuing to do that. We've interviewed all 105 nominees. We are scoring and getting our winners in place, and we will be back. Stay tuned for the winners for 2022. 2023, we will be launching again in September. Prayer that we're able to continue and have a official presentation rather than having it on Zoom or Facebook Live or social media. All is not lost.
Alrighty. How can people get in touch with the organization if they would like to learn more about their services, how to contribute or need the services?
Okay, you can contact our organization by contacting myself at services.bm. You can contact 292-1175. And also, if you contribute, just call and I can give you further information, banking in details and online details. And also, let me just put this in before we wrap up. Stay tuned for the services that will be coming to the island for teens based on the research that was done by Sharon Cook and the DC grant, as we look to revamp, rebrand, and bring forth services for the young people of Bermuda. Also, one more thing, we have a youth innovators program that it's look out for that on our website and on our social media platforms. The deadline is August 15th. Help us. Youth to help us to get it right and to help us to focus on what they need.
Thank you so much. And please know you've got a friend in us. If there's anything we can do, put out for you, please reach out and we will do our best to assist.
Thank you very much for having me on the show. I hope it was helpful.
No problem. Have a great one. Talk soon.
Yes. Thank you. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Michelle Wade, Teen Services. If you appreciated that conversation, found the information helpful, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share this information with your friends, family, even those colleagues you don't like. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, wrap it up, also give you today's daily play. Stick with us.
A lot happens around your home. That is why at One Communications, we have introduced affordable security and video monitoring, because everyone should be able to afford to protect their family. Anytime, from anywhere, One Home Security keeps you connected and puts security in your hands with an easy-to-use smartphone app to control everything. Home security is important to keep you and your family safe. Motion-activated cameras around your home and security monitoring within create a complete security system providing protection both inside and outside your home. Professional monitoring means that there's someone on call with 24/7 protection to notify the authorities and help keep you and your loved ones safe. We are dedicated to whole home protection with indoor and outdoor cameras, smart door locks, motion sensors, and more, so you'll always be connected to what matters most. With professional installation, no upfront hardware fees, and low monthly rates, because keeping your family safe should be affordable for everyone. Total home video monitoring and security, there's no better way to protect your home than with One Home Security.
I'm part of the SSCP, giving us opportunities to go out and sell, which is what I'm doing today.
One of the most important things I learned in the SSCP is that failure is just a part of being an entrepreneur.
As a vote community, then you can't go anywhere, can you? I just believe it's a really beautiful and amazing experience for everybody.
A lot of late nights being up trying to finalize things, especially for me.
You don't have to do everything at once. Little steps is the key to success.
They helped me go through every step of the way.
It has helped me gain more confidence, so that's one thing.
I'm Marley Spriggs and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Joshua Allen and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Trey Robertson Richards and I am an entrepreneur. My name is Namira Rayner and I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Vincent Darrell and I am an entrepreneur.
I'm Shayla Swan and I'm an entrepreneur.
I am Sophia Pasenhan. I am an entrepreneur.
My name is Zion and I'm a young entrepreneur.
All right, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Michelle Wade from Teen Services. If you found that conversation helpful, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you show her some love, the organization Teen Services, for all they do and have done. Thanks again to One Communications, People's Pharmacy, Medical House, and Linders for their continued support, giving us the ability to do this show every day. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Heineken 0.0, great taste, no alcohol, and Bermuda Trivia, now available for purchase at Somerset Pharmacy, People's Pharmacy, Flying Colors, Caesars Pharmacy, Robertson's Drugstore, and Brown & Co. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Sherry, are you ready?
Come on, Jamal. Just come on.
All right. Should I start the music now? Here we go.
After you read the question, then start it.
Well, I can't start it now.
Because that's not how they do it on game shits.
Here we go. It's a name that place. What city is known as the Holy City?
The Holy City?
Help her out, folks. What
Jerusalem?
city is known?
I don't know.
Oh, she got it. She got it. She weren't sure. She weren't sure. She said Jerusalem. She weren't sure, though. She was not sure.
But I got it. I got it.
No. Hold on. If
I
this was
said
the
it.
Is, you'd have wrote it down, then you erased it, then you'd have wrote it down, then you'd have erased it.
That's okay. But if I was on Wheel of Fortune or something, I said Jerusalem, they would have taken it.
Yeah.
Even though it was at Jerusalem.
Your friends in the audience, they all got it as well. They would have come for you hard if you wouldn't have got it. You know,
I know.
They would have come
excited.
for you. They would have come for you. Anyway, final thoughts on today's show. I'll be declaring our food or not. Come on now.
We're declaring, but we're not paying. And I think that was a great distinction that you made. Yes, declare it. Let customs know what we have, because in all honesty, health and safety is important, correct? But I don't think I need to pay duty on that. That needs to be duty free. Like, I'm real serious about this, Jamal. But no, it really does need to be duty free. But declare it, yes, for the health and safety. I get that. As far as Michelle Wade, teen services is dear to my heart in regards to just being a social worker and working with family services and having to partner with teen services numerous times. Their program is awesome. I ask the community to go out and support them. And I want to, encourage them and inspire them to do another 50 years of support of our teens. It's very important. That program is very important to Bermuda.
Yeah. As far as the declaration and so on, I always tell people, don't go looking for trouble. Give yourself the best chance to avoid it. Ask questions if you don't know. Ask customs like, do I have to declare this? Do I have to declare that? Do I have to pay duty on it? Ask the question. If you don't ask, you won't know. I ask questions. So that's what I would say. Every jurisdiction has its own rules. Know the laws of the land. As far as teen services, one of the greatest things I liked about what she said was that they've evolved from where they were to now. There are less teen pregnancies. So, focusing on different things that face teens today. So I appreciate the organization, what they've done, what they continue to do. And again, condolences to the organization and of course the family, as we stated before, of Olga Scott, who made a big impact on so many, like Michelle Wade and the organization itself. Sherry, you've got some daily inspiration for us, right?
I do. Life is short. Break the rules. Forgive quickly. Kiss slowly. Love truly. Love uncontrollably. And never regret anything that makes you smile. And that's from Mark Twain.
It seemed loving, then felt sexual, and then came back loving.
Let's just leave that part out. We'll leave that part out.
I got you. All right, folks, it's that time. Thanks again to our partners, Medical House, One Communications, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Sherry Vanderpool. I'm Jamal Hartman. My friends, make it a safe and great day. We are out.